So I'm sure most of you have heard, and if you haven't, I'm sorry to break this news to you. Kevin Conroy, long time, 30 plus year Batman voice actor, passed away after a short battle with cancer. And you know, this hit me in a way that I didn't imagine that it would. Maybe it's because it was unexpected. He was only 66 years old, and you know, some of you listening might be like, 66, not young. Yeah, but it's not old either, especially in the modern era. 66 is not very old. I imagined that we had a lot more years left with Kevin Conroy, and I was hoping to meet him in a couple weeks at the GalaxyCon Columbus, where I plan to do my Marvel Plus podcast panel. He is one of the featured guests there, and I had plans to meet him, shake his hand, chat with him, you know, ever so briefly, and maybe get him to sign my Mask of the Phantasm DVD. And I was really looking forward to that. I mean, above all, I had 2 or 3 people that I really wanted to meet there. Of all the great guests that are going to be there, like, Kevin Conroy was at the top of that list, and I'm saddened that I won't get to meet him in person. A guy that, you know, carved out a chunk of my childhood without even knowing that he did so. You know, he really is a huge part of my generation's childhood and young adulthood and adulthood. Like I said, he's played this character as a voice actor for more than 30 years. Since 1992, when he first played Bruce Wayne and Batman and several other characters on Batman the Animated Series, he immediately kind of became the voice of Batman to so many people. Like, most people from my generation who read Batman comics read it in Kevin Conroy's voice. That's the voice you hear when Batman is speaking or narrating. And I think it's always going to be that way for a large portion of the population who grew up, or at least experienced, Kevin Conroy as the voice of Batman and Bruce Wayne. And it wasn't just that animated series. He did so much. I was thinking about it today. I'm just kind of reflecting after hearing the news that he passed. And I realized just how much Batman work he really did. You know, people say, like, well, who's your favorite Batman who portrayed, you know, young Batman or older Batman, or you know, different versions of the character? Who is your favorite? You know, is it Ben Affleck as an older Batman? Is it the latest iteration and the Batman with like a year 2 portrayal of the character? Or, you know, was it Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne? Or was it Christian Bale with that raspy voice? You know, what actor played Bruce Wayne or Batman or young Batman or old Batman the best? And Kevin Conroy did it all. Not only did he voice the character for 30 plus years, he played every version of Batman. He played the Dark Knight Returns version of Batman, the grizzled, you know, 50-something coming out of retirement for one more showdown Batman. He played an even older version of Bruce Wayne, mentoring the new iteration of Batman in Batman Beyond. He played the young versions of Batman. He played Bruce Wayne very differently than he played Batman. The voice was, subtly but distinctly different. And he played Batman in video games, the Arkham series of games. He's just done so much with his character. I believe he voiced Batman in Hush. I could be wrong. Batman The Long Halloween, maybe. I can't remember which of the films, but I know that several of the animated films as well were voiced by Kevin Conroy. And he is, to me, the definitive Batman. I mean, you can say any of these other Batmans, and they all have great aspects to them. But no one fully enveloped that character as much as Kevin Conroy. Oh, by the way, also even finally got to don the actual cape and cowl and play Batman in the CW crossover Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was like a cool meta moment, like where he got to come out of the voice acting world and actually play the character like that. I'm so glad that he got to do that before his passing, because that's it's like icing on the cake. It's like an encore presentation, right? And he was nowhere near done. I mean, he would have continued. He loved the character. I think that's what stuck out so much, and why he resonated so much with people is because he loved the character, cared deeply about the character, and loved the fans. And anyone who has experienced Kevin Conroy's Batman, even if you don't think it's the best ever Batman, you've got it near the top of your list. Out of all the portrayals of Batman, Kevin Conroy's is up there for anyone who has encountered it. And for me, there's none better. I mean, not to say that it was just Kevin Conroy. I mean, that Batman the Animated Series was so damn good and such a different take on the character than we had seen previously. And just, so dark, so gritty, so adult, but still able to be understood and ingested by kids. But Kevin Conroy, I mean, without him, I don't think that series is as good as it ended up being. And I don't think the character of Batman would even resonate with as many people as it does if it wasn't for his portrayal in Batman the Animated Series. I don't think you get Batman Beyond. I don't think you get spin-offs. I don't think you get as many films. I don't think you get the kind of films that we got without Kevin Conroy. And that's saying a lot. Because as old as the character is, he brought new life to it. And maybe was the first person to really bring out and spotlight the fact that Batman and Bruce Wayne were different personalities. So this was just kind of my, I guess, processing of the loss of Kevin Conroy and my Batman, and celebrating the work that he did. Just kind of putting a spotlight on the work that he did. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have not experienced Kevin Conroy's Batman, please do yourself a favor. Batman the Animated Series still holds up amazingly well 30 years later. Do yourself a favor. Go on HBO Max, rewatch the series, watch any of the animated versions of the character that he's played, and go check out some interviews with the guy, because he really was an awesome guy. A Juilliard-trained stage actor, brilliant performer, and just captured our imaginations for more than 30 years. And I just want to say thank you, Kevin Conroy, for all the work that you did and all the years of entertainment that you gave us as fans. Rest in peace. I'm very, I'm saddened that I never got to meet you, but I'm so happy that I got to enjoy your work for so many years. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on Kevin Conroy as Batman. I would love to hear your thoughts on Kevin Conroy the Man. And as I said, go seek out. He's done so many interviews, so many podcasts. One that I listened to recently is really great. Is on the the I Hear Voices podcast, hosted by Will Friedle, who actually acted with Kevin Conroy in Batman Beyond. Great episode of that podcast where he talks about how he got into playing this character, and also all of his training that he did beforehand and his life before Batman and since, and interacting with fandom and all of that great stuff. Yeah, please go check that one out. I'll put a link in the description below. And as I said, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, your favorite moments that Kevin Conroy portrayed the character, and just anything else you want to share about Kevin Conroy. I want this to be like a little memorial for Kevin Conroy, and maybe the comment section of this video can be a little eulogy, And if you're listening to this in podcast form, please hit me up on Instagram or Twitter at RealBrettScott, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about the amazing work and the amazing life of Kevin Conroy. Please subscribe to the channel. I thank you all, and I'll talk to you again very soon.